Okay, this is a video for Reggie, the Reginator, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but he's really interested in converting some recently purchased 3DL content for use in Dad Studio's Iray engine. That's what we'll be doing. So we'll get right into it. This is the David 3 base with David 3 Knight Errant thrown on with default textures. The one on the left is the one I'm going to keep the default textures on. I'm going to change the textures on the one on the right so that you can see what the difference would be in Iray. So without further ado, we've named the top one Michael 3, and we're just going to rename the second one, the one to camera your right, sorry, camera left, to Michael 3 Iray. And on this one, I'm just going to select everything. I'm going to go down to the Surfaces tab. I'm going to just collapse everything out just to make really sure that every single item is selected in Surfaces for the first conversion, which we're going to do the old-fashioned way. We're going to do it with the materials in DAZ Studio. I'm going to go into my DAZ Connect folder, going to go under Shaders, going to look for Iray, and under that look for DAZ Uber. We're looking for this item right here, DAZ Uber Shader, with everything selected. And this might not be like a huge difference at first, but I'm just going to go ahead and get in close so you can kind of see the difference. So this one is going to have the Uber Shader applied. So not a massive difference, a little difference on the texture because that's actually just a texture, a chainmail texture. But you will note that there are some minor changes. You have to look pretty close to see them, but we're gonna really affect this armor quite a bit more. I will note that like 3DL, lots of times the old 3DL content will look okay, and this is actually an example of that. It doesn't look great, but it looks okay in Iray. So, you know, some things will look absolutely terrible in Iray, so you really have to get into those. But in this case, that's not the case. So that's the one that's not converted versus the one that is converted, and right at this point, it's not a huge difference. We're going to go into the second Michael, and we're going to take his chainmail skirt, which is right there, kind of that area, and then we're going to just go into the folder over here. And so we got our DAZ Uber. Any of these materials, you know, would be fine. For example, I'll just throw cobalt on there, but you're going to lose the transparency map. So that's kind of important that you go into the folder. So the chainmail, we do not want, it's actually called opacity map. We'll just put that in there. Opacity map. We want to copy that selected surface, right? Now we're going to go over here and find the shiniest, whatever, platinum, silver. Titanium looks pretty good. Let's do titanium. So we lost that, but we know we can now go back here and paste the selected surface. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. For real? That's not it. Sorry. Let's do that again. Didn't work the way I intended. So we're just walking it back. We're going to go here or browse, copy that path, and we're going to see the name of this is Errant 02KE. Again, I'm going to try copying that selected surface one more time. Then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to just apply titanium once more. Okay. Paste to selected surface. I don't know why that's not working. Browse. But I did copy that path. So chainmail opacity. Let's type in, I know it had the word chain in it. I think there's only going to be a few. chain base. I think it was this. Let's do a little zoom in there to see what we got. I shouldn't have picked that one because, doggone it, yeah, let's walk it back. So we can see it's a crappy map, and that's a stretched mesh really bad right there. But why it's not letting me copy that map? Like I should be able to just copy that map. Opacity and strength is 5. So it's 02KE underscore K shirt TR. So underscore TR C skirt underscore TR. Okay, that's what I gotta do. One more time, I'm gonna try this. Okay. C skirt. That's it. That's the transparency map. And it was set to 53 or something like that. Okay, so there we go. We got the new material on. I don't know how much better it looks. Let's do it with something real obvious. Obviously different. Oh, what is going on here? Alright, let's do this again. There we go. Okay, so that's working now. So there's that. So yeah, transparency maps, you kind of have to manually, if you're using these. Now the reason that I can use these is that they're built into DAZ Studio. You can even use those on products for bits and bobs. But so yeah, so we'll give it that gold skirt. Now let's think about the bracers. What color is our armor going to be? Heck, we could make the, I mean, a really easy thing to do would be just to grab everything. Because in this case, it's all the same texture, all of the armor. I think you could pretty much grab all the armor in the scene tab. There's no other trans maps, I don't think. So if we grab that, we got here surfaces. And we just do this. Oh, what do you know? Bob is your uncle. That's pretty dope. Of course, I'm going to change the helmet. But while you have it selected like that, you can just kind of go through some looks and see what you like. Some of these are pretty cool for shiny armor. Oh, I like that one actually a lot. Nickel. Platinum is pretty cool too. Which do we like, nickel or platinum? I kind of like platinum a little bit better. Silver is going to be more reflective-y. Platinum is looking pretty good to me. So since we know we use platinum, we're going to get this helmet and do the same thing. Now the sword is going to be a little bit different because we want to have a separation between the handle and the blade. So we need to go into the individual. So we want the blade to be platinum looking. The guard, I think I would just give it gold. The pommel would be gold as well. That's the little round ball at the end. Then the handle, and this is kind of cool. In this DAZ Uber shader, there's leather, a basic leather. So right there, all that, look how cool that is. It reflects right on this hand. All that is great for just applying, you know, to convert. That's more of a hand style conversion, but we did it the old way. The main thing is just that you get that Uber base on there, which sets up your basic shaders, and then you can tweak from there. We'll do some videos on tweaking stuff manually later. But let's go over and save this figure, and then we're going to try. I'm going to show you an entirely different way to do it. So I'm going to just save this guy. since I've made this conversion, I want to make sure I can reference the exact same conversion. In 3, we'll go in here and grab Mr. Knight Errant, and we'll save this, save the whole scene, and just call it Iray. And I'll make sure that I don't include the other Michael. So not that one, not that, or that, or that, but that. There we go. Bam! So, let's turn off the preview for one quick second. Texture shaded. And we will take Mr. Michael 3, and we're going to move him back for a bit. Now we're going to duplicate this guy one more time. Duplicate node hierarchies. Alright, we got Michael 3 auto method. Okay. Let's give him a different name, put him over here. Now in this case we're going to use the script converter that I've shown you before, I believe. Converter. It's going to be this one. I'm going to go to utilities with that figure selected. We'll go ahead and zoom in on so we can kind of see. We want to click on this. Find matches. These are just generic, basically generic Uber shaders for different types of content. Also scan, sorry, scans first. Scan, then, by the way, anything that you don't want to apply, you can uncheck here. Sometimes there's a need, like maybe that not everything in your scene is 3DL and you don't want to reapply textures to the ones that already have good Iray textures, and then we just click on find matches. It finds matches and basically just the type of content that it is. Apply presets. It's applying those presets now to each individual material that's selected. Sometimes it's going to take a minute if there are a lot of materials. I don't know if you're seeing the little pop-up dialog box in the video, but I certainly am. Looks like it's just flashing, but there's actually a box pointing out that it's reassigning textures. So that looks like it's about done, and then we hit accept. Oh, actually, you don't see the pop-up at all. Sorry about that. I just realized that. Well, let me do it one more time then. I'm going to switch to a desktop mode where you can actually see that pop-up. So once again, just kind of start over on that one. I've already converted him, but we'll do it again. So I just select the figure, I click on this, find matches, actually scan first. So it's just going to scan for, actually, you know what, it might not, yeah, sorry, it already kind of sees that it's converted it, so it doesn't see any 3DL materials. But if it did, you hit scan, it would show you all the materials, then you would click find matches, then this would become available and you would click apply matches. That's what I did to get to where we are right here. So now this is the auto converted version next to the manually converted version. I think manual you can always have a little more control, but automation is a great thing, you know. So here we go. This basically just applied an Uber shader to everything. And then we'll just view it in NVIDIA. So yeah, I don't know that it did such a great job with this old armor. In fact, if you look at the original, yeah, it's about the same. About the same. Just be interesting to see what filament, the difference with filament is. Yeah. I've just never been impressed with filament myself. I don't know why you need to preview it in render mode unless you're actually working on the shaders at the time. So there's two methods, and that's just really, really basic. Thinking in terms of like an old prop. I recently got a bunch of things myself, and Let's see, install, order date, recent first. Maybe it'll show some of this. Nah, it's not showing the most recent purchase because I got some very, very old things. Just I'm a collector. You know, sort by last update, sort by, I should sort by when it was released because these things that I got were like release date, oldest first. Let's try that. Wow. Nah, that's nothing. None of my recent stuff is showing up there. But okay, so that's the basic walkthrough. Thinking, how can we? So we'll just save this, and I will open a new file, and we'll just find another object that's just random to convert. So new scene. So real quick, I'm going to pop over to Studio, and I'm going to look at my account and just pick out the name of one of the items. My account, product library. I was just killing it on the build your own bundle tonight. Getting some really, really old stuff. So thinking about this hair right here, Heartthrob hair for Genesis Mail. Let's see if we can find that. If it shows up, I'll go ahead and do a conversion of that just to show you a general. Let's take hair out. Just go with Heartthrob. Oh, come on, for real. So it's for Genesis. Let's just put Genesis in the scene, and then we'll we'll make it specific to the character. So installed. Goodness gracious, so much content. I'll tell you, it's a real problem when you have too much content. But first world problems, right? So we're just going to grab basic mail. We're going to select that character. I'm not so concerned about converting him. This is really more about converting the hair at the moment. There's all kind of, now Genesis and forward, there's NGS, and it's a really handy dandy Iray converter that I'm super into. Let's go all products, and was it Heartthrob hair? Heartthrob. Now this should not be installed because I just got it, and we're going to make it specific to this figure. Oh gosh, so it's not showing up. My goodness, my goodness. That's unfortunate. I'm going to install this Jack of Hearts real quick. Just to, actually any hair that I have installed for Genesis would be fine. Let's see what we got, if we have anything specific to Genesis installed. Let me drop that. Any hair would work. Well, I'll tell you what, we can just go into the essentials, and I'll do the conversion on this hair, which I believe is ye old wild mane hair, right? Okay, so wild mane hair. Just getting here all up in its face, and then we'll go, without doing anything, we'll just go and do it the manual way first. So you just go to where your content is installed. In this case, this is my Connect install folder. Go to Iray, go to DAS Uber, click on that. Actually, you need to highlight the texture, the surfaces in the Surfaces tab. Select it in the Scene tab. Go to the Surfaces tab, select it, and make sure all the stuff that you want to change is selected underneath it. So you need to kind of drill down and look at it. Double click the Uber base. That made a slight improvement, I think. Now let's try the automated method. Convert. We'll go right here. And now you get to see it because I'm actually in the desktop mode. So you just hit scan. It shows Genesis. We don't really want to show Genesis. I don't know why I didn't see the wild mane hair. Unless that's, you know what? It might already be might already have a Iray texture, but I didn't think that it did. Iray. I had this weirdo filtered by context applied. Hang on. Shaders. Let's undo that. Okay, here. Hmm. Hmm. There we go. Huh. Certainly did not think that that was. Oh, duh. Man, I'm slow sometimes. All right, I had already put the Uber shader on it. That's why I didn't see it as a non-converted hair. My bad, guys. Sorry about that. So now we'll put it back on here, just like before. We'll go to convert. Tell you what, man, this new diet is for real. Scan. All right, now in this case, I don't care about converting Genesis. I just want to convert the hair. Find matches. They found me some generic hair Uber shaders. Apply presets. Accept. And there you go. Didn't make a big change, but that's what you do, and you can get into it. And like, if you really want to see what the changes look like, you can get into things like metallicity. You know, make it sparkly. That changed it a little bit. Glossy roughness. Glossy reflectivity. Shinier. See, glossy roughness, actually, the higher it is, the less reflexivity there is. So that pretty significantly changes it. So actually setting up your own shaders is really a matter of just tweaking a few little things. I always mess with glossy reflexivity, glossy roughness. You can color, like without using the thing, you know, that comes with it to change the colors. You can tweak diffuse overlay weight, and it gives you a new color. Make that color any hair color you want, and then you can actually start driving this diffuse overlay weight up. You lose the original texture, but you eventually get your your color. God, it's not working at all like it's supposed to. I don't know what's up with that. Usually you'd overdrive it and you get that color. I'm trying to figure out why that's not happening, but probably just has to do with the way that particular hair is set up. It's also in strands, so let's see what happens if we change one strand to green. There you go. But really though, I mean, overdriving it like that should do it. I don't quite know why. Um, but anywho, that is now converted, and we are back to the basics. Oh, Genesis. This is a Iray converter for Genesis right here. Does a pretty good job. Specific to that definitely improved it. I don't know how well this is coming across on the video, but you can step up the glossiness in stages and step it back down if you need to. Um, just messing with the square mat a little bit. there's a lot of options when it comes to converting content. Let's see here. I know I had a couple of environment props that I wanted to play with. Heritage House. Let's see what's up with that. Should be available. Let's take the word house out and just go with heritage. Ooh, that stinks. So old's not showing up, which is not surprising. Let's see if we can find the damn fear, because that's dealing with, I believe, Michael 4. It's always fun to play with those. That's a decent Iray figure right there. Alright. I'm not surprised these new ones are not showing up in here, actually. Let's see here. Let's look for some environment prop that I know is old school, doesn't have Iray. I've always loved that one. Probably does have Iray, but I always loved that one. I've been meaning to play with it. So let's check Genesis for a second and see if I've got any wardrobe items I can throw on him. Well, that's weird. You know what? Oh, didn't even have him selected. I like to pull the items that are connected under the name like the modern stuff has, because otherwise it can get pretty darn confusing. Let's find some nice poses. Love Mr. Hyde for Genesis, one of my favorite old characters. Anywho, let's pop back over here. Install recent first. Not bad. Looking like it was made for Iray. Pretty cool. Boy, that's annoying. Oh, it's not actually even. It's not. Oh, that's so bullshit. Had that happen. Genesis, okay. Fit to Genesis. Fit to. So unfamiliar with how the old one works because I don't use it anymore very often. Okay. Fit to Genesis. Fit to. That one's already fitted. So now I'll be able to grab that. I was looking to do here. Side to side. Twist out. Give it like something like that. Okay. I'm just playing around a little bit now. Not looking too bad there. Decent conversion. I think I would just make this, go ahead and turn it to 16:9 format for my thumbnail and let her rip, as they say. Turn this off for a second. And you know, one more thing I might be able to tweak here. Instead of just using the default shader, we could throw a sky on there. I think would probably add to it a little bit. Got a lot of options on that front. My goodness. Really changes the light too, so. Shadows. Kind of like that a little bit. One thing I do want to do. Even I don't know if you'll see it. Alright, we can run this in the window if we want to. Bam! Pretty quick and already looks pretty good. So there you go, Reg. An Iray render. Looking pretty Irish to me. Well, that's a 1 minute render right there at 5K. We'll save this and I'll pull it into Photoshop just real quick to show you. Save what you can do with a 5K image. Now there's little things, I can make that gun shiny or stuff like that, but when you know you're going somewhere with it that it doesn't make sense. Let's see here, go back to desktop. Let's see what I'm doing here. We went in random renders and we just threw it on top level, so we'll just grab that. I have so many things underneath that random renders folder that it just takes forever to load it up. Well, one of these days I'm gonna pay you back, one of these days. Oh, that's a nice little effect. Camera raw filters. These have recently been upgraded. Ooh, cinematics look good. These are LUTs that I've recently installed, and they will kind of lay out a image profile for cinematic looks. And man, some of it really just makes it go into that like realm of realistic. They don't look bad. Man, you are opening a big old can of worms when you get into these. You get to sit here and just spend hours going through this stuff. I like that. The ones that I like the most are the ones that kind of move it away from a rendered look to a realistic look. But I've always thought those props, of course I waited for them to get on a really deep discount, but I've always thought those little street props look really good. That one right there really speaks. Looks nice. I think so far the cinematic has grabbed me the most. That's even before I got into these. Man, that looks so good. That's getting really photographic right there too. That black and white high contrast punch looks good. Alright, so far I think I like the cinematics the best. Just a matter of picking one of those and going with it. Dang, that one's pretty good. The skin gets a little dark, and that t-shirt is popping out for being a little too white. But I think I could kind of grungify that t-shirt. I got another method in mind. Like to me, that right there, that's pretty good. CN03, Cinematic 03, I got to remember that. Okay, so LUT. So I remember how to get back here. Now, I had this idea of grunging up that shirt, but I don't want to do it with a brush. I want to use something out of this scene and see if we can just do this. Grabbing some of this stuff right here, just copying that. Now, just going in here using this to select all the shirt. You know what? Paste. Move this over here. Just do an overlay. Overlay. And then erase all the parts I don't need once I get it looking right. Maybe it's a little heavy-handed too. What do we want to like darken? Just darken. Darker color. That's too much. Color burn. Overlay is probably the best. All right. Turn this off for a second. Go in here with the magic lasso. Magic wand tool. Wait, that's not what we want. We want magic magnetic lasso. Control Shift I to invert. Just delete that. Okay. Obviously, I don't want that effect on the little dog tag right there. So I'm just going to come in here with a regular old lasso tool, cut that out. Okay. Now, just call this layer dirt. Dirt. Alright, let's go back to here. Let's bring that down. Yeah, right. It looks better, doesn't it? Alright, I'm going to lose the ability to edit that, but that's okay. I think that's about where we wanted it. Dude. Oh, that really sucks, guys. I apologize for that. You were not able to see what I've been doing all this time. That sucks. Well, there you have it. I mean, it's like there is a, wait a minute, I need to actually extend this to full capacity to get the effect I'm going for. There's your finished product. There's a fully converted Genesis 8, rendered and DAZ, the latest version, I believe, at the time of this publishing. And just a real quick edit job in Photoshop, adding some LUT to it to give it a cinematic look. And that's kind of what I've come up with. And so I think I have illustrated how to do some conversions for you there, Reg. Hopefully this helps. And if not, you know, be around next time that we are able to get into this. Because, yeah. You guys have a great 4th of July. God bless America.